are listening to the Pathfinder Guru podcast, where we help you to become a greater leader. Join us as we take the Advent message to all the world in our generation. So, are you ready to become a guru in this ministry?
Attention. I just love doing that. Let me do it again, but I'll come closer to the mic. Attention. Welcome to the Pathfinder Guru podcast, and thank you very much for joining us. I hope that you're doing well and you are safe under the shadow of God's wonderful, wonderful wings, and you are carrying out the mandate, which is to preach. To preach, teach, and baptize. My English just went offline for a second. Today, we are going to talk about planning your club year plan. Planning your club year plan. Now, as leaders, we take this very lightly in a way that we just come and say, no, we're just going to create a plan for next year, and we just say, no, we'll see what we do, or we'll just do things just for the sake of doing it, just for keeping the Pathfinder club running. When you are planning a year plan for your club, you need to be very deliberate. You need to be very concerned and cautious of things that you're implementing for the following year in 2024 for your club. Because once you are conscious about that as a leader, your direction of your club is very certain, and what you want to achieve is relevant to the club that you are in. Because most of the time, we set our pace, we set our goals based on what other clubs are doing, but not actually first considering ourselves as a club before taking anything outside. It is good to find motivation in other clubs, but before you do that, have a self-introspection of your own club, truthfully so, with your own committee, so that you are able to have a clear direction. Today I'm going to talk about a few things to take into consideration when planning your club's programs for 2024. Number one, what are the needs of your club? That's where you need to start. What are your needs in your club? Whether it's with the Pathfinders or in the community where you are or within the church itself. Once you establish your strengths and your weaknesses, your plan is easy. Once you know we are strong in this part, but we are weak in this other part, but we want to improve this part that we're weak, so that at least it is better in 2025. This is what we need to add in our year program. When I was planning my year program for 2023 at my local church, there are certain things which I took into consideration. Before I planned my program, I had this one thing in mind. What do we need in the club? And there is something that we implemented, which was a success. We had a team building day where we had all Pathfinders, all adventurers, all staff to be part of that team building. And even other people within the church who were interested in being part of this team building. And we worked together, we had teams, we did activities, and it was a fun day that we had. We learned about coordination, communication, all those things which are crucial in leading a club and leading in the church. And once we implemented those things, things became better, because we needed to understand that there are others who may not be loud or vocal, but their ideas are available. How do we accommodate them? There are those who are loud, but are overshadowing those who are not so loud, who are not so open. How do we accommodate that? it helped us to understand different characters that we had in the club. So that once we go to a Pathfinder fair, once we go to a Pathfinder Camporee, we are united because we understand one another. When somebody is shouting, he's not really shouting, but that's the way this person is, and we accommodate such a person. But if you are not aware of the needs of your club, it becomes difficult for you to plan and fixing that or improving your strengths. Understand the weaknesses of your club so that you can be a better leader for your club. Secondly, take advantage of the general conference programs for the youth. We know that we are having a Pathfinder Day, a World Pathfinder Day. We are having a Global Youth Day. We are having an Adventurer Day. Those things are there. We are having a week of prayer. Those things are there for a reason. Because what I have also tend to notice is that sometimes when we plan programs as a club, our our dates or anything in between tend to change because we have clubs or the church board that feels that the Pathfinder Club is not that important compared to a crusade, or whatever the case may be. But once you have GC programs, our church is well organized so that once you are planning for a year plan, you take consideration of the general conference dates, your own local conference dates, and your districts or areas which you are, and you also look at your local church so that everything does not clash. So once you have a program from general conference, the date cannot change. And you are able to say, no guys, we are having a Pathfinder Day, World Pathfinder Day. It is part of the general conference program and we are not changing it. If we are changing it, what are you saying as a church? We are not relevant. We are not doing the correct things. While other clubs are celebrating World Pathfinder Day, we will be doing Lord's Supper. Not to say it's not important, but you are able to say, guys, leaders, we are doing this because it has been placed for us and things become much more easier. I'm saying this one so that you can take advantage of it, so that your Pathfinders and adventurers can feel part of the World Pathfinder Club, because at the end of the day, we are forming one club. So take that into consideration. Use that to your advantage. Thirdly, have a room for change of plans. Have a room of change of plans. Do not have a year plan that is so full that you are not even able to change a date. You are not even able to reschedule. You are not even able to move around things because your program is jam-packed. From this to that, from this to that, there are no breaks for your Pathfinders. Remember, Pathfinders are also people who are attending school. What are you saying in your plan about their examinations that you're going to write? Are you taking that into consideration when you're planning for them? Those are things that you need to take note of. Holidays. As much as they are Pathfinders, they also have families. Are you taking that into consideration so that they can spend time with their parents and family members so that they can be also part of a family? Those are things that you need to consider as a director, as a leader. Because if you're not taking considerations of those things, things become difficult. And you'll find out that out of 10 things or 15 or 25 things in your year plan, you only manage to do 5 because you did not plan appropriately and correctly. Plan correctly and things will be in your favor. But do not do that and things will become difficult for you. Have room of change of plans. Take advantage of GC programs. Identify needs in your club so that you can plan your year plan accordingly. Thank you very much. And I pray that everything that has been said, you're going to take note of it and use them to your advantage. But for now, you are dismissed.